Hello, welcome to the Cow Movie Club. Uh-oh. Cow Movie Club. Cow. Movie Club. Cow. Movie Club. Wicka. All right. Wow, coming at you. That's right. A man who lost to Brock Lesnar very fast. Very fast.
Very sad to see.
Very fast, very fast, too fast. Many would argue too fast. Welcome to the Cow Movie Club. We are back with another spicy week. We are discussing the instant classic. No, every movie we do on the Cow Movie Club, I call a classic now. The instant classic known as My Spy, the 2020 hit movie on premiering on Prime, was about to come out like right as the quarantine hit, right?
Yeah.
Starring Dave Bautista, Dr. Ken, Kristen
Yeah.
Shaw,
Uh-huh.
and that's it.
And
And
a
that
very
one
talented
guy.
little girl.
Yeah, a little girl. Oh, yeah. Well, is this her debut? Do you know her from anything else?
I don't know her from anything else. I have to look at her credentials.
Number one on the call sheet, I would say, before Batista.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, we're talking about My Spy, which you can watch on Prime right now if you have Prime. That yes, and
Oh,
for the
that's where I know her. She's from Big Little Lies.
oh yeah, she
Yeah,
is from
she's
Big Little
Zoe
Lies.
Kravitz's daughter.
Yes, that is how I know her.
Yes.
Wow. Um.
Thanks for nothing.
Okay.
You're dismissed. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, Alexa. But I missed that, Alexa. Right? Alexa's
Yeah.
been kind of a jabron actually for a long time.
I know. She's like in this tag team dead zone.
Why, yeah, why Jabron Zone Alexa? I feel like, I guess they give her those segments, and she did the coffee thing, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
She does not work as a baby face at all.
Mm-mm. I like evil Alexa Bliss.
Especially
Mean.
because she's not a credible threat as a wrestler. She's
tiny.
very small and not really a high flyer either.
No.
Okay.
Anyway.
Big
Little Lies.
Okay, that was. I felt like that was irrelevant. That didn't even fit. That didn't even fit. All right. But yeah. So yeah, the girl from Big Little Lies. Good call. I remember they dance in the opening. Like they all right. So
Yes.
that's her big part in the show.
Mhm.
All right. So we're gonna be talking about that. But before we do, oh wow, that was the least audible opening of a can.
I was right next to the mic.
What flavor?
Pastique. Watermelon.
That's the watermelon flavor?
Yeah, this is my shit. This is all I drink now. If they don't have it at Albertsons, I get lime, but this is my shit right now.
Lime's a classic. Sometimes you need to move on just to realize what you had originally.
I know. That's so true, Dan.
Yes, because you'll come back to lime and you'll be like, I don't know what I was thinking.
I always come back to lime.
Absolutely. No, and the guy I was thinking about is this guy Greg Burke, who's in My Spy, and he's kind of he's like this guy he's just like kind of a weird looking guy.
I know who you're talking about.
He's like plays the villain. He's got just like crazy eyes.
Crazy.
But
eyes.
he's like a constantly working actor.
He kind of looks like Will Forte.
Yes, he looks like Will Forte, but look at this guy's credits. He's in 3 movies in 2019. One was Ad Astra,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, this is a man who books. Many would say is a booker.
He works.
He was in Handmaid's Tale. I do recognize him. I think he's one of the guards in Handmaid's Tale. Like he's like a dickhead guard. He's in 3 episodes, it says. I think he's anyway. All right, so Aaron, before we get into all the spiciness that is the Cow Movie Club, what movie will we be watching next week?
Well, Dan, it's funny you should ask. Next week, we're going to be watching a 2018 movie. Oh, Dan, can we pause for a second? Can we pause? I have
Uh,
to. Sorry, Mike's calling me. It might be an emergency. Hold on.
yeah. Hold on. We're
Sorry.
back in. We're back
Yeah.
in. We got to
Anyways,
pause.
folks.
A complete unnecessary pause. But it's okay.
Thanks.
Erin thought she had an
Thanks.
emergency and she didn't.
Husbands are so annoying.
But husbands are man annoying, and I
They're
know
so
that
annoying,
because
man.
I am one. I know it from
Yeah.
the inside. I have inside information.
Okay, so anyways, sorry to keep you guys waiting. I had
Yes.
to
What
take a
movie are we
personal
watching?
call.
A 20.
We're
Okay, you had a
watching
personal phone call.
I had a personal call.
Good for you.
Okay.
Sorry, you
There's no
guys.
need or reason to brag.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Okay, so next week we're talking about a movie that is now available streaming on the official Cow Movie Club streaming platform Tubi and Amazon Prime called
I'll say this right now. Tubi is one of my guys.
Whoa! You heard it here second, folks.
Free. Listen, it's free. You can get free Kickboxer. I think free Bloodsport. Lionheart. It's got like every damn movie on it for free. You watch a commercial every like 20 minutes. Tubi's one of my guys.
Break. Tubi's the okay. First of all, Tubi's the shit because there's some stuff on there. You're like, oh my god, I haven't thought about Black Snake Moan in like 20 years,
Right.
But Tubi's got it. So anyway,
That's right.
So the movie's
Bezos is too good for that. He's not gonna buy that.
He's Tubi.
Yeah.
Not very good. Okay.
Tubi is where all the movies all the movies that you saw one time as a kid that you liked because you were a kid. But they're actually not good. They all have an under 20% on Rotten Tomato. That's the movie where you're like, this movie exists. It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi.
Yeah.
And Pluto TV, also one of my guys.
Which I think is like the same as Tubi, maybe.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
So
Was
you
it
guys-
Roadhouse on Tubi?
Yeah. I watched. It was on.
No,
Showtime,
Roadhouse I watched on Showtime.
and I
but-
watched it on Vudu. It was streaming on Vudu.
What was the one with?
Anyways.
What's the one that with Hogan and Zeus?
No Holds Barred.
No Holds Bars was a Tubi.
That's all. I watched that on Hulu, but it might be a Tubi.
It's on Tubi also. All right. Anyway,
What
go.
isn't on Tubi, you guys? One movie that is on Tubi is our pick next week, a 2018 movie that's called Chasing Molly. This is also available on Amazon Prime, and this movie stars Kurt Angle.
Whoa, it's Kurt
Yeah.
Angle movie. We
Kurt
we
Angle
need to do
movie.
that Christian one time. Isn't there like a Christian movie?
Yeah, it's on the list. We have the Cow Movie Club actually has an official schedule now.
I
We're
think we
not
gotta
just
take the what's the Christian movie called? It's like
it
Saving
is-
Silverman, but not Saving Silverman.
It's called Interrogation.
No, that's not the one.
It's
It's called like the
Edge-
resurrection of like Roger Stone or something.
Oh
Not
God,
Roger
I don't
Stone.
know that. I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's Shawn Michaels is in it.
Okay, I have to look that one up.
Wait, we saw Shawn Michaels. I'm all over the place today.
Yeah, you guys.
The resurrection of Gavin Stone. This is what it's. I swear to God, that's what it's
Oh.
called, and it has Shawn Michaels in it.
Oh, I don't know that one.
And yeah, this
Oh, I remember when this came out, you guys. They were advertising it heavily on the network.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll
Okay,
add that to the
we
list.
gotta add that to the list because
Okay, if we add that to the list, we have to move blockers back by
I
a few
had a
weeks,
feeling you were gonna say
so
that. I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
It's
So we'll
problematic, but we'll do our best.
all right, well we'll fit that in. Maybe we'll put blockers to 2021. I don't think it's right to do blockers until we have a vaccine. I mean, I don't. I
mean,
think
a lot of people have been saying that actually.
because it just won't feel right. Why put we all can't laugh at full capacity right now, right? I mean, even
Correct.
in these times, it's an 80% top, right?
I haven't laughed like a full laugh since the beginning of March.
Bits
Last time I
aside,
watched blockers.
of course. I mean, yeah, every moment is that. But bits aside, something happened the other day where I died. Like I actually laughed like a little kid. Like I was.
What
and
was
I-
it?
Well, it wasn't this. I'll say this, and by the way, let's just move right because I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna try to think about what it was. Where I just like died. I was like, this is so fucking funny. It might have been something during Clifford. It's possible it was during Clifford.
It probably was. I had a real like a 90% laugh, definitely not a full one.
During
but-
Clifford?
No, I talked to Mike about Clifford that night, and he did an impression of Clifford from the movie, and it had me going.
I have
So
to see that.
yeah, it was just like he was like,
Like,
"Can't you be a normal boy for 2 seconds?" And he's like,
yeah, that
trying to
is
be a normal boy at the table. I remember this, and
Stefan.
it made me laugh.
Yeah. So, but I did laugh. I'll tell you where I laughed, and this was only 80% capacity laugh. Because I put on Jerry Seinfeld's new special, the 23 Hours to Kill. Now I
Okay.
see you made a face. You're not.
Yeah.
You're.
I can't
You're not.
hide.
You're not a Jerry Seinfeld mark by any means. But
I
I'm
mean,
not
I
surprised.
like Seinfeld, but like I'm just sick of him.
So I'm a fan of Seinfeld as a stand-up. Obviously, like he's very talented. He's not a he has a thing that he does though that I like. He has a zone of stand up that I really love, and then he has a zone of stand up that I don't connect with at all. Like he
Right.
does like minutia stand up, which is so good on the show,
Yeah.
Seinfeld. But then when he does it, like he has a bit about like Pop Tarts, and I'm like, I don't care about Pop Tarts. Like there's no joke about Pop Tarts that you're gonna get me to laugh
I
at.
know.
You know?
Right.
And so he does like that, where it's just like really smart, thought out joke about Pop Tarts. But he started off his show, his new special, and I recommend the first 15 minutes heavily.
Okay.
I didn't finish it, so I actually don't know if I recommend the rest. But and he just does a whole bit about like how life is not good, but it's okay.
Uh-huh.
Like he's, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
a whole thing. You'd be like, this is it. It's not that good, but that's okay because it's there's relax. It just is what it is. It's okay.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and it's like it keeps going. And then he has one section about how we use the word sucks and great interchangeably.
Right.
And it's such a
Right.
great observation that you're like, I'm not going to do it any justice because the precision on it is so good. It's a
Yeah.
very well thought out, well crafted bit, but it's just a whole section. He does that. Also, I recommend if you want to go down a hole, watch Jerry Seinfeld winning a Clio award on YouTube. That's fucking hilarious. It's the same vein of Seinfeld where he's just kind of like, what's the point of anything? It's all so dumb. Like he's
Right.
like he's just like, yeah, my life is better than yours. I have a lot more money, but like it's
Yeah.
not that much better. He's like
Right.
it's still fine. And it's funny. But I don't know if that's what was making me die. I was like cackling.
My money's on Clifford, but you'll have to.
Probably Clifford. But anyway,
Yeah.
I recommend that. I was watching a little bit of stand up. I was watching a little bit of stand up specials. I watched that, and then I put on Gary Goldman's special.
Oh yeah.
The Great Depression.
I haven't watched that, but when it came out, like everyone was talking about it.
Yeah. So anyway, I recommend all that. Anyway, Aaron, anything you'd like to recommend?
Section of
Yeah,
the
we
podcast?
moved over to recommendation.
Yeah. Recommendation corner.
I wish I remembered what I was laughing at. It was so funny.
I don't remember what you were laughing at.
No.
Let's see. I'd recommend, like, do we talk about Hamilton on Disney Plus? Is that too ob?
I mean, it is a little too off, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you it is off, but I mean,
it's probably.
like,
I mean, it's
we
the
can talk about
best-
Hamilton.
It's the best thing I watched in the last week.
It's an obvious recommendation, but talking about
yeah.
Hamilton is this is many times. This is a lot of people's first time seeing Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's my first time seeing it, but I've listened to the soundtrack for years.
Right.
So
Me too.
It was a
Everyone
treat.
knows about how my car starts, and
You
because
guys.
anytime Aaron's seen this before.
Yeah.
If I turn on my car, Hamilton begins because the Aaron Burr song starts because it's double A and it alphabetically hits my Bluetooth. And so every fucking day I would get in my car, I would go 1776.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'd be backing out of my driveway because I'd be in a rush, so I wouldn't even change it. So the amount of times I've heard Lin-Manuel go like, "Pardon me, are you Aaron Burr, sir?"
Sir.
That depends. Who's asking? Oh, sure, sir. I'm Alexander Hamilton. I'm at your service, sir. I have been looking for you. I'm getting nervous, right?
I don't know the lyrics by heart to Aaron Burr, but
Yeah. Well,
I haven't heard it as many times as you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really great
I
to
was
see it.
seeking
And
an
it,
accelerated course of study. When I got out of sorts with a buddy of yours, I must have punched him. It's a blur, sir. You punched the bursar, sir. Yeah. All right. Anyway. Yeah.
you
Okay.
punched the bursar. Yeah,
Go.
yeah. And I also, Dan knows, had tickets to see Hamilton this
Right.
summer, but like next week or something like that. But the performance was canceled, and my money was refunded. So this kind of softened the blow.
Yeah. I was hovering. I was literally on the click button to buy tickets, and then
Yeah, I know.
and I was like, I think this is gonna be canceled.
Yeah, I mean, I bought them like a while before in a
Yeah.
pre-COVID world, and I was like all juiced. I was like, oh, mid-July, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I was wrong. It's not fine. But yeah, so Hamilton was the best thing I watched this last week.
Yeah, it's fantastic. If you haven't
I watched
seen it,
a
it's
couple
so
of the
great.
numbers again too. I love King George.
Yeah,
It really
that's
makes
like
me
a
laugh.
flawless. If you can't sit through all of Hamilton, you're like, I get it because it's a very listen. It's very minimal set, you know, like on purpose because on
I thought
Broadway
it
it's
was
all
cool,
about just like
yeah.
showcasing the talent, you know.
Yeah. It was they
And
do some really cool stuff though, like the effects with the lights and the
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they have the in the my favorite song, "Satisfied." They like
Oh,
rewind back to
yeah.
a previous scene
Yeah,
to
yeah,
show you
yeah.
like, oh, what if I dated him instead of my sister? You know, and
Right. See
ver-
things from a different point of view.
it's fantastic. But I will say, Broadway, same as any live theater, does not translate as well on TV. Like this is as well done as it possibly can be, and still it's nothing like being in a room seeing these people actually sing like that so effortlessly.
In the
I mean,
room where it happens.
well, yeah. As a matter of fact, John Bolton's book, which is probably my next recommendation. I'm a huge John Bolton mark.
I know.
But no. But if you are like, I don't want to watch Hamilton. I'm not that interested. It's not my style. But I would like a taste. Okay. Then watch just the King George first song.
Yeah.
And I think it's impossible to not enjoy it. It's somebody doing their life's work. Like this guy could retire. Like it's so fucking good.
Jonathan
so
Groff
funny.
From
Yeah.
Mindhunter.
Is he? I was just talking about that with Jamie. Like all these people from Hamilton, they're all like Lafayette. I mean, what the guy who plays Lafayette, killer
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
He does like a French accent. It's so funny. And then like he's in Snowpiercer on TNT
Right,
after
right.
AEW, and you're like, dude, like I get it. Like Lin-Manuel, like Lin-Manuel is like, just keep doing Broadway, man. Like I know you want to be
Yeah.
this big star. And you deserve it. You deserve it. You made the best thing. You deserve it.
Yeah.
But it's Peter principle. We talk about it all the time. Like you're now trying to be something which you're not. Like and we're talking about Batista today. So it's really interesting because Batista was actually not a great professional wrestler, is a
Right.
better actor than professional wrestler. So
Yeah.
I understand you don't want to limit yourself, but like if you're Lin-Manuel, you're like he's like the master of Broadway. There used to be a time where it was just like, I'm just gonna do Broadway, like
yeah.
right?
There's a lot of people like that, like Broadway performers, and like a lot of people. Yeah, I think
It's like we're gonna get like Lin-Manuel like cologne. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now available at Ulta. It's called 1776.
yeah.
It smells like
no,
burning paper and tea.
yeah. It smells. I mean, it smells like probably like shit. I mean,
Yeah,
no one was
gunpowder.
great hygiene then, but yeah, it's great.
Check it out, you guys. Check out
masterpiece.
Hamilton. Check it out. Check out King George. And then I don't know. I also watched like Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix this week.
I've seen 4 eps so far.
I watched a few. That was pretty cool.
Unsolved Mysteries is very good. My beef with Unsolved Mysteries is that they are unsolved.
Oh, I was just gonna say. It's very, like, fair warning. It's very unsatisfying to watch because the mysteries are unsolved. So
It's so frustrating.
yeah, it's really frustrating.
But there's this one guy. I'm gonna spoil one episode of this,
Go
so if you
for
need to
it.
go ahead, because I want like
Which
the French guy.
Oh, I didn't watch this one.
Oh, all right. Well, never mind.
Don't tell me.
Um,
I have to watch
no, I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it. There's I think it's like the third episode. There's like a
Yeah.
French episode, but yeah, but it is well done. I like it.
It's cool.
In that same vein, I'm watching. I'll Be Gone When It's Dark. Is that what it's
Oh
called?
yeah, I started watching. I read that book a couple years ago by
You read the
Michelle
book?
McNamara. Yeah.
So it's Patton Oswalt's wife.
Mhm.
She it's an HBO series right now. They're releasing. I think it's 6-part series. 2 episodes have aired already. It's coming out
Mhm.
every Sunday. And she basically is basically like the first kind of like armchair detective, right? Like the new
Yeah.
age like podcast detective.
True crime.
True crime, yeah.
Aficionado, yeah.
Which I think is one of the most interesting things of our time is that like the amount of people who've done better police work than actual police through podcasts.
Podcast like Serial
Yeah.
and all that really cracked that open. But yeah, she had a truecrime.diaries.com was her website. And she goes into the book like how she's always had this obsession with crimes and murders and stuff like that. And so she heard of this the East Area Rapist original Night Stalker case, which was kind of underreported on at the time, and she researched it
And underrated, right?
and
I mean, which is-
underrated,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's-
because his body of work was pretty extensive. So she wrote this book, and she passed away before the book was
Right.
published. But she was the one who I believe gave the guy the name, the Golden State Killer. And spoiler alert, if you don't watch the news, after the book came out and everything, the guy was caught. So
Yeah, so it's like years later. So
yeah,
so I'm watching that right now, and
cool.
that's cool because even though I've been purposely staying away from any it's shitty to call it spoilers, but like any info about the guy, although I've seen
Yeah.
picture of him and stuff. You know that like they catch the guy, so it's kind of like a good feeling, as opposed to these
Yeah.
unsolved mysteries are like so unsettling.
The unsolved mysteries is so unsatisfying because there's so much information. Like it's an hour-long show that they're reporting on, but there's like no resolution. So
Yeah, but the cool thing is that these shows literally are like, if you have any information, call. And so me and my wife used to watch this show called Disappeared on Investigation Discovery.
Yeah.
And like there was this one family. Have we talked about this? The Mcstay family?
No. I don't know that.
So there's like an episode about this family called the Mcstays, and so they're literally like in their house. I think they live in like New Mexico or something, and they just are gone. Like the whole family's gone, and like there's like cereal bowls like with cereal in it and like spoons in it. You know, the dog's like in the backyard, and like no one knows where the fuck they are. And there's like video of a family with similar silhouettes crossing over into Mexico, and then they like find their car like parked in a parking lot near the border, and you don't know where it is. But then like we watched that episode, we're like, wow, what the fuck happened there? And then years later, I just was clicking around, I saw an article being like they figured it out. Like they found their bodies in a grave. They found all the full family in a grave, and they linked it to the husband's partner.
Oh my God, that's crazy! I love a resolution.
But it was like years later, you know, and the shows like get people these cases like so much attention. So I think this Unsolved Mystery show, I actually think that it might go under the radar as a show, but I think one of these will get solved because it's on Netflix, and then that's going to make it huge.
Right. I would recommend the Crime Junkie podcast if anything that we're talking about is interesting to you. They cover a different case every week, and a lot of them are unsolved, and they're affiliated with like the Indiana Crime Stoppers. So they like, actually say like if anyone has any info, contact. They give resources and stuff, and they cover a lot of like lesser known cases like LGBTQ cases, like minority people who've gone, like these cases have gone underrepresented in the media. So I really love that podcast. Check that out also.
Sweet. We're recommending a lot of shit.
You guys, we know it's good. Hamilton.
There was something else I was going to recommend. Not the Babysitter's Club, which I am watching with my wife.
I'm dying to watch it. I love the Babysitter's Club.
Yes. My friend Lucia directed a lot of episodes.
Oh, that's
She's
so
very
cool.
cool. But it's a fun watch with my wife. Great. Okay. Well, I was watching something wrestling related, but I don't remember what it is.
I'm watching Monday Night Raw right now.
Oh yeah, Monday Night Raw is very good. Anyway, let's talk about My Spy.
I'd love to.
I didn't listen. I
Oh.
didn't. I didn't read my book at all.
Damn.
So
I've read 20 books in quarantine so far. I'm cruising.
Okay. So anyway, everybody, My Spy 2020 movie. Aaron, before we talk about My Spy, how many moos out of 5 would you give the movie My Spy?
I'm gonna give it 5 moves.
Wow. This is a shock. You're giving it this, what was it, Inside Out treatment?
No.
Wow, are you saying this is as good as the Triple H Pickle movie?
Yes. I know it's a shock to the system.
Wow,
I'd say this
Aaron.
is as good, equally as good as Inside Out starring Triple H, Paul Levesque.
Wow, that was a curveball that you gave this 5 moves.
Believe it, baby.
Because I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell you. There was no tips, no sign. It was true save it for the pod behavior. I could not tell. Aaron, what did you like so much about this movie? I mean, I'm not. I said that like I can't believe you
What
liked
did you like so much about this?
Aaron, tell the people why you like this movie so much.
Let
And
me
I know
tell
you're
you
not
guys
alone. There were some people in the 4D cow experience, and the 8D. Well, many are saying 10D now, but many are saying that a lot of people enjoyed it on the Facebook group, and a lot of people watched it.
Literally, while we're recording, I am getting messages from Sal Alazio and Kai Harrell saying that they loved My Spy while we're recording.
Wow.
What did I love about? First of all, I love Dave Bautista. I feel like this showed a lot of his range. You know what I mean? He was cuddly. He was cool. He was kicking ass. And I went through a whole range of emotions in this movie. I laughed a lot. I was moved at certain points. There was a little bit of romance, which I like. Not too much, a little bit. And I just loved it. It was so enjoyable. It was a treat. Especially compared to some of the other movies that we watch.
Better than Inside Out with
well, I mean, you rated Inside Out 5 stars also, so you might say that it's as good.
yeah.
One might say.
Wow. Yeah.
5 moves, baby.
5 moves for the movie. I mean, this is Batista's second movie getting 5 moves, I believe.
The rating we gave Stuber is still unknown.
Why?
Haven't gone back and listened to tell you. I don't know what we gave it.
Oh, I think we gave it 5.
That's what I think, but I don't know
I'm
for
pretty
sure.
sure. I loved Stuber.
I'd like to retroactively give it 5. But...
No, I think we gave it 5. We really dug it. We were in we were in that theater laughing. It was me, you, and someone in the movie's agent, and that was it.
Yeah. we had a blast. I don't know about that guy, but
it was literally we were at the ArcLight, a huge theater in LA. It was just me and Aaron and a guy like one row below us on an iPad.
Yeah.
Clearly had like the agent shoes on, like the no socks loafer.
Yes.
And clearly was not there for fun. He was there to be like, I had to see this for my client. You see, by the way, that's something you see in LA a lot. Like I've been to movies a lot. If you go when they come out in the first week or so, you'll see people in the movie, in the theater. When I saw Get Out, Lil Rel was in the theater. There's times where I've seen a guy, I saw a guy in that movie when I watched Jeff in His Basement or whatever that movie was called. You know that movie? It was Jason Segel. Remember that actor?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I remember that.
It was like Fred who lives in his basement or
Yeah.
something. And it was a guy sitting in front of me that was just in the movie. I could be like, is that the guy? It's fucking distracting. If you're in the movie, don't go. Or at least sit in the back,
Yeah.
I give this movie 3 moves. I'm giving it 3 moves. That's a good. I enjoyed it. I think that it's a good rating. It's a good rating. It's a good rating. I enjoyed this movie much more than Hotel Artemis. This movie. You know what? This movie is really fun, Batista he's super cool in it. I do agree with you. You do see a lot of sides of Dave
Yes.
Batista.
The
He's
many
kind of like this
modes.
understated genius of an actor.
I know. Who knew, you guys? Batista, so rangy. And
He's
in My
great.
Spy.
The girl is super good. She's got a lot of pizzazz. I did like the love story in this movie.
Yeah.
I would say that this movie, uh, 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 somebody said in the group, they were like, "Who is this movie for?" And I do agree with that assessment of this movie because you're like, it's kind of in between an adult movie and a kid movie because some of the jokes are might be like too far for a kid.
Yeah, maybe so.
Some of them are like a little too far, but then also you're like what is it? Do we know what this movie's rated?
My Spy is rated
It doesn't. I'm trying to see it right here. I have it open, but it doesn't because it didn't even go in the theater.
PG-13, you guys.
Yeah, right. So it is PG-13. So you're almost like it could have been. It's in this gray area of like it could have been like a little dirtier or just cleaner, and
Right.
you know what I
think
mean?
they found like a pretty good middle ground. Like, at least for me, like if I was the age of the girl in the movie, maybe this would be a movie I'd want to see, you know?
Right.
I don't think if you have any thought that this is a movie for children, which is a little, the marketing I think was a little misleading because it looks like it's like a fun kids movie,
I
but
thought it was a kids movie.
yeah, but it's actually not a kids movie. I think it's for like, it's for adults, but also if you're a kid, you could watch it too. I don't think that there was anything too crazy for like, like a 10-year-old to watch.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing too crazy. I just remember a couple of moments being like she says "dick," right? She says
Yeah.
"dick," which is like that's actually kind of a far joke for.
Is it though? Like, I feel like kids
I don't know, for a
say
kid to
that.
say like you're a dick.
I feel like kids say that. I don't
Maybe
know.
I'm just a fucking prude.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I just
I don't mean this as a negative or a positive even. I'm just saying I understood someone being like it's in that in between.
Yeah, I just didn't know what I was getting myself into. I thought it was going to be kind of like more cutesy,
Right.
like less of like an action movie or like kind of whatever, but yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it also. I think the girl in the movie is funny. But again, I don't do really well with movies about kids. We've talked about this.
We've talked about this, the
Like
Stranger
we've
Things
talked about Stranger Things and
complex.
stuff. So, but I did think that it was like Batista and her had some really fun moments. I felt like sometimes I was like, oh, I like the scene, and then I'd have to wait a long time for the next scene that I really dug. But then when it was firing, it was really good, and Batista was really he was really funny.
Yeah.
Dr. Ken was annoying me in this movie a little bit.
I mean, he was just like playing every Dr. Ken character,
Yeah.
but as like their boss at the CIA.
But I thought Kristen Shaw was pretty funny in this movie. I mean, she did her classic thing. She's really,
Classic thing.
she's very funny.
Mhm.
But yeah. So the premise of this movie, I had to rewind a couple times in
Okay.
classic me fashion
Yeah,
because they talk a lot in this movie about people that you barely see.
right.
Like, so like the little girl is like going to school and she like doesn't have friends because she just moved there.
Right.
Her dad, who is dead, had a brother, right? Who
Mhm.
was a bad dude. They were like arms dealers.
Yeah, something like that. They were
And-
like, yeah.
Again, it's like plutonium. Like, it's like classic.
It's
like,
always plutonium.
yeah, it's always like Russians and they want plutonium. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but you never see the dad, and like you don't see pictures of him or anything, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know. I was a little bit like, oh, well, they keep talking about the dad, and I'm like, I don't know anything about this dad. All right, but then Batista is sent in to monitor the mom from her building to see if her brother-in-law will make contact because they're trying to capture that guy, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So Batista and Kristen Shaw are just spying on them the whole time, but the girl is just onto them
Yeah.
and is kind of
Batista
blackmailing them.
Batista gets demoted from being a
Right.
field agent to being a surveillance team with Kristen Shaw. So they install themselves in this building, and the girl, within the day that they install the surveillance stuff in the girl and her mom's apartment, she finds a camera instantly. And
Right,
like,
she's super
it
smart.
reminded me of something I would do. Like, she
Right.
found the camera, she looked up the model number online, she like walked around the building with the Wi-Fi. Like, I was like, yes, do that.
Right. Yeah, I'm just saying it is such a it is like a weirdly convoluted plot. It's
Mhm.
fine because you're like, and it does work. But I was like, wait, why? In the beginning I was like, why are they spying on this woman? Oh, they're waiting for this guy to come. Okay, and the daughter. I keep having to be like, would the daughter? I'm like, would they be able to pull this off? But anyway, it doesn't really matter. It is fun. It's a very simple device. But anyway, let's talk about the
Yes.
opening scene because the opening scene of this movie is really fun, really cool.
Yeah.
Batista's like on this heist in like Russia, I think, right? And he's like,
I think so, yeah.
yeah, he's like a full on undercover. Every movie we watch, by the way, starts. It all starts on like some kind of either the Middle East or Russia with a
Chechnya.
scroll on the bottom. It's like, "Chit-chit-chit-chit-chit," like, you know.
Hmm. It's required for most of our movies.
Like that Austin Powers, like "Chit-chit-chit-chit," secret headquarters,
the
you
little
know.
ticker at the bottom.
Every movie had the Batista there. He's doing this terrible Russian accent. And so he's doing a Russian accent, and then you're like, I'm like, I hope to God that Batista does not do a Russian accent like this whole movie.
Oh God.
And then I'm like, I hope they call out how bad it is. And then immediately the
Yeah.
villains are like, that Russian accent is so bad. It's funny. They call him out. They're like, that's
Right.
terrible. And
Everyone in the control room is saying the same thing, like, oh no, like,
right.
this isn't gonna go good.
And I think it's really funny, like the war room of like live watching a mission go down, which we know
Right.
actually happens, you know, because there's like, those videos of when they kill Osama bin Laden. There's pictures of like Obama
Hillary Clinton.
and Hillary Clinton, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah, they're like 0 Dark 30 or whatever.
Yeah.
So we know that happens. So that is a ripe area for comedy.
Yeah.
Like watching that and like somebody fucking up. It's funny, but Batista, his whole thing is he's like, he literally says the line, sorry, I'm really bad at like accents.
Right.
But I'm really good.
He blows
at-
his own cover so easily.
Yeah.
He's just like,
I'm good at kicking ass, is what he says.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just like starts beating the shit out of everybody, blowing up grenades, and it's a blast. They do a lot. These shots are really cool. They do like slow mo of him like throwing guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And guys like flying through the air.
Yeah, and it's great. Batista looks awesome. He's walking away slowly from
Wearing a suit.
an explosion. Yeah, he looks great. The thing about Batista is he has such a cool body.
So he has a really cool body.
Is a really cool body. Like
He's
at one point in the movie, he wears like the kind of like a Chris Evans shirt. You know what I mean? Like with like a couple buttons, but really tight,
Yes. Yes.
like long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
And when Batista rocks that, no one has that bod. Like he's
The Henley t-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. Oof.
yeah, but then that scene I thought it sets the tone for the movie. You're like, this is a good time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Then he gets demoted and they make Kristen Shaw his partner.
She's stoked.
Yeah, it's and then they put him in the apartment building, right?
Mhm.
And then that's where I think that's where it is fun. Kristen Shaw and Batista have really fun rapport they set up there. I thought it was really funny. We're like,
Yeah.
she's like, teach me to be a spy, and she's just annoying him.
Right. Right.
And he throws a knife. Like one part I thought was really funny. He throws a knife to be like, don't go into my briefcase. Like she's going to
Right.
open it. Boom.
Mhm.
And then later on she takes that knife and she's like, I want to throw it. And then she accidentally throws it into his leg.
Behind her. Yeah.
And he doesn't flinch at all.
Yeah.
And that's kind of Batista's like bread and butter. Is that like he doesn't really react or whatever. Like weirdly, he's for a wrestler is such a small actor, and for such a big guy.
I know. It is interesting. I think that's why when he does more like kind of sensitive act, like there's more sensitive moments, or when he's like being sweet, it is like amplified by his size.
Yes. That is, there is, it's Batista has like completely cornered the market on the like sensitive, huge, jacked guy, and
Yes.
it's authentic. So it's like there's scenes where he's getting like bullied around by the little girl, and it's believable. Like she's more alpha
Right.
than him.
Right, totally. I really like the scene where he starts like she blackmails him with this video and threatens to blow up their spot, and she at one point demands like teach me stuff, and she gets him to teach her how to pass a polygraph test.
Right.
And when
Yeah,
she's
she's
like
funny.
lying and trying to pass the polygraph, and she says like you've never taken steroids.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what gets him to be like you're too good at this. Like
Yeah, and then she's like, I think all of your tattoos are really cool, and like she's able to pass a polygraph perfectly.
right.
I did feel like one thing that didn't pay off in the movie is that like so they start setting up like I think that there's two things about this movie that I think were weird. Like they not weird, but there's two directions that I kind of like they both work, but they maybe should have chose one. Like this movie easily would have worked if it was like I need you to pretend to be my dad, but you're a spy. Like because
Right.
she has that scene where he goes to school, which we'll talk
Special
about.
Friends Day.
Right. That scene was very funny.
Love.
But then like it's like he's also teaching her to be a spy, but then you never really see her spy behavior like really pay off.
Not until the end.
She does a thing at the end, but I just feel like you'd want to see more of it's like shit, I need her to be my partner. That's where I felt like the movie was going.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Where it's like I can't, like I was expecting a scene in this movie where there's like a small hole and he can't crawl through, and it's like no, you have to go in, and then she has to do it, and he has to like walk her
Right.
through it, and she nails it. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's in the deleted scenes.
Right. And then like imagine a shootout scene where he like teaches her how to shoot, and then she has a shootout scene later where she like
Right.
kills a bunch of guys.
Well, I think that's where they drew the line on the PG-13 rating. It's like, we can't show this little girl actually murdering people,
Right. But I wanted to see
assassinating
that.
people.
I felt like she was
I would have liked it. I would have
Right.
liked to be her.
But then I felt like her thing of like I need friends doesn't really pay off. Like it's a big thing they set up in the beginning where it's like she really wants to have these friends, but instead it's like
That pays off.
Batista is her friend, but she doesn't get any friends.
She does get friends. She says
Oh.
at the end, she's like, being popular is really hard because like all the kids like her after
okay,
Special
good.
Friends Day, and then
Okay. So from that you see, okay, all right, I'll
because
take it.
Special Friends Day is a turning point for her at school,
Right.
and he helps her out.
But Batista, he's kind of like lost. He meets this girl and her mom, and you feel like he's kind of a lost dude, and he finds direction here, which was very nice.
Beautiful.
I thought at the end of the movie he was going to be like, I'm actually going to step down. When they offer him his job back, I thought he was going to be like, actually, I'm going to step down and just move to Chicago and teach in the school or something. He's going to be like the
Right.
PE teacher or something. But like then, but I think they want to set it up for a sequel. You know?
Oh, I would love a My Spy
I mean-
2. Maybe you'll get to see Sophie kill people in My Spy 2.
It's interesting. I hope so. Because it's interesting because these movies, I don't know. It's hard to gauge this one. Like Trolls was a huge success, and but people had to rent it. This one just went right onto Prime. So like right now the box office is like way lower than the budget, but that doesn't mean shit because it's like Amazon paid a shit ton of money for the rights to this movie, obviously.
Exactly.
So you're kind of like, but because it went right there, they probably got more money than if it actually went into the theaters. So I wonder if this model is going to be going forward if this is going to be more profitable to make a movie and not like VOD style movie, like not a movie that has not like Kickboxer Vengeance or some shit.
Right.
A movie that feels like something that would have been in the theater, but is just straight to streaming. And I mean not even to buy, just to get paid by Apple. Because like Hamilton,
Right.
they must have paid so much money for Hamilton. I can't even imagine. A billion?
Well,
Like
that
$1
movie,
bill?
well, Disney, it was already a Disney production. So Disney paid for the rights to release Hamilton in the theaters like a long time ago, I
Right.
think. So I don't know what happened where, I don't know how it works. Like, okay, well, we own the rights. We're not going to release in theaters, but we're going to put it on Disney Plus. Like, I don't know what the financials look like there, but
Right.
they were already going to do it. But movies that I see a lot of movies on Netflix and I watch them and I'm like, oh, this could have easily been in the theater sometimes. Like, oh, there's a lot of big stars, or it's a really good movie. And I have wondered, like, oh, is it just a better deal? Like, do they just kind of, it's a better deal just to get paid out by Netflix rather than take the gamble of selling tickets at the box office?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'd
Especially
be
if they
fine
have
with
to
it.
have less seats, you know?
Right.
It's like, you
True.
know, I remembered an 80% laugh I had this week, by the way.
Oh,
It's a tangent.
What was it?
I'll say it at the end when we're done with this, okay?
Okay.
You remind
Yes.
me. Okay.
80%
But yeah,
laugh.
let's jump
That's
to
good.
so like Batista, she blackmails him into going ice skating. That's their first scene.
Uh-huh.
That's like their first big scene together. She's like, I want to meet some, like, the kids are all going ice skating. My mom's working late. She's a nurse, right?
Right.
And so she's like, you have to take me ice skating, and then I won't tell mom that you're spying on us.
Yeah.
And Batista, the smart thing in the script is that like they're like, you can't fuck this up or you're gonna lose your job. So he's like, this girl really has him by the balls.
Right.
So then he goes, Batista goes ice skating with her, and it's just he just is Batista on ice skates. He's the guy. He's adorable. The guy.
Yes. Batista on ice skates and later Batista dancing really just melted my little heart. It was so cute.
Yeah. So later we can jump right to that scene because later on in the scene he goes on a date with with her mom, with Sophie's mom, right? I don't know her name, the character, but so and then they put on the Cardi B song.
I like it like that. The Bad Bunny, I think Cardi B song.
It's the one they play in my gym where it goes, I run this bitch like cardio. That's the only part I know. I like it like that, which is a song I never liked.
Well, I like the Cardi B.
The Cardi B one is so much
like
better than
it,
the original of that song.
The original is like something you hear in like
bar
like
mitzvahs.
like a commercial for like your local Mexican food chain.
Yeah.
Chili's or something.
But they put that song I heard so much in the 90s.
Yeah.
But anyway, but then Batista, he goes dancing, and then his dancing is, how do you describe? He's doing a lot of like driving. It's like a lot of like fake driving, like one-handed driving.
A lot of moves that maybe like a tween girl would teach you. I think he
Right.
dabs at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
I always think
He
about these
does
movies.
Drive.
Right. This
He's
is like
very cute.
another. He's so jacked, and like no one questions how jacked he is. Like
He is huge. You can really see it to scale on the
Yeah.
dance floor, you guys, because he's surrounded by like normal human beings,
yeah,
not like other wrestlers or
Yeah.
whatever. Like he is huge. Like I don't know what shirt size he wears, but they have to be like all custom made.
right. So when he's dancing, it's really fun. They do like shoehorn in a really unnecessary thing of it going viral, like,
Oh yeah, later.
and it's like someone pointed out to me that whole going viral and stuff is kind of like an overused trope now. It's actually like it's like it's such a big deal in society now that it's in every movie.
Right. Like,
It's like, oh look, we're going viral.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
video of you crashing your car into whatever has gone
Right.
viral. Now everyone knows.
And and sometimes it's kind of unavoidable. Like you need that device,
Right.
but in this you didn't need it at all. So I don't
It
know
was
why.
just like,
Why
I think
even
it was
put
just
it
a
in?
way because I think it was funny to have like the title of the video was like giant crushes.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. It was funny.
Yeah. It was, but that scene it was really funny. And then so then this girl, she really shines in that scene, like we talked about. He's teaching her how to be a spy, and you could tell Kristen Shaw's mad at him because she's been asking to be a spy the whole time, but he
Right.
really like loves this little girl, so he's teaching
Yeah.
her how to like set charges and like all this stuff that
Yeah,
like
that was really funny with Play-Doh.
yeah. But then he says this one scene where he's like, "All right, go into that building and you have to get up on a balcony in 10 minutes." And then she's like, "I'll
"What
do
am
it
I?"
in 5."
Right.
And then she walks in, and then all of a sudden she's on a balcony, and they're like feeding her food.
Right. Holding a baby, sitting and chatting with like an old Chinese couple.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the movie. I had a blast. I think my favorite scene in the movie is the student when he goes to school.
Oh, Special Friends Day I loved.
Yeah, Batista. She needs like you bring your special friend. Everybody brings their parent. It's that classic. Do they? By the way, do they do this in school anymore?
I never did this in school.
I don't think I did this in school. I think I did. There were times like I remember one girl's mom was a dental hygienist, and I remember her like telling us she came in and like talked about being a dental hygienist, but it wasn't like we had a day where all your parents come in and you tell
No, I never had that.
Mm.
I'd bring you and be like, "This is my special friend Dan. He does several podcasts and he's a
Podcasting.
stand-up comedian." And then you'd give your presentation of the class.
But Batista literally he gets up there and like he realizes like he goes like, oh, I take out garbage because he has to like keep his cover.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, aha, you take out garbage. And then he sees that it's going to embarrass her. So then he blows his cover again. And he immediately just goes, if I take out garbage, I mean human garbage.
Right. All over the world.
Yeah, all over the world. And then he like goes into that. And then the guy who went up there who was like a heart surgeon is so
Right.
jealous.
I know, he's so jealous. Later, he's like, he envies, like, because JJ Batista's getting all the attention from like every woman, like
Yeah.
looking at his tattoos and stuff. And he like unbuttons his shirt like way too far, and then he's like, never mind.
He has a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, like a tattoo.
He has like a dime-sized 4-leaf clover tattoo. Everyone's
On his
admiring
pec.
Batista's full sleeve tattoos and like
Right.
full chest plates, and he's
Uh-huh.
trying to show everyone like, "Yo, I got a 4-leaf clover."
The
That-
ladies love Batista at Special Friends Day.
Yeah, that was they loved him. And the teacher, there's a babe teacher,
Mhm.
and she really inappropriately hits on him. She comes on him very hard.
Slips him a phone number on school grounds. Very
That-
slick.
Made me laugh also because she slips him a number, and then the daughter Sophie is like, "Rip that up."
Conflict
she's like-
of interest.
It's a conflict of interest. She
I
doesn't
love
want
that.
to date the teacher, but she
Mhm.
does want her to date her mom.
That is cute.
So they don't really fuck around with the whole like "don't date my mom" routine. That was the man of the house, the JTT Chevy Chase
Oh
joint.
my god. That is probably available on Tubi, you guys.
That's a Tubi classic.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think the movie, it culminates. There's some good action in it, and then like the cool scene is at the end because like I thought the big thing is that she gets to actually like blow something up and do the walk.
Yeah, I love that. And he's like, "Don't tell anyone I did this," because it was a dud.
Right, like they practice with fireworks,
Topical.
blowing up, like with like walking away from an explosion, and then
Without
there's like
looking back.
at the end of the movie, there's like an oil truck that's like gonna blow. There's fire all around it, but it doesn't blow up, and they're trying to walk, and he's like, "Ah, it's a dud." And then she's like really disappointed, and the mom is so funny in this part.
Oh yeah. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, because they're
What are you
like not running away from it because they want to walk away from it cool. She's begging.
Yeah.
It's like, please. And the mom's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, just run, run away from this thing." And then they're like, "No." And then Batista's like, "All right, like, don't tell anyone I did this. And then
Yeah.
he takes out like a little like hand grenade bomb or whatever.
That he
And
had
then,
on him the whole time.
and the mom's like, "You carry that all the time?"
Yeah.
Like he has like a bomb on him, and he throws it. They blow it up, and they get to do their walk, their explosion walk. And listen, it's a cute movie. It's fun. I think actually it's kind of like a weirdly. I thought it was like a cool role for Batista. Like we watch a lot of
Yeah.
Batista movies, and I really enjoyed this. I think
It
the
gave him
last
like
thing,
range in it, like
yeah,
it was great.
I think the last thing we need to talk about is Batista's hair in this movie.
Yeah, we touched on it last week when we
Yeah.
talked about the poster, or maybe I don't know if it was on CMC or the main pod, but Dan took note that Batista was rocking the Topic hair
Yes.
sprinkle.
Topics is a hair product that I put in my hair only like for like if I'm filming and stuff, and most of the time
We've dabbled in Topic in this house.
we've done topics. It's I mean they use it in anything, and once you know what it does, you see it. I spot it. You just see it. It's just like when someone's hair. It doesn't even necessarily mean you're balding. It's when there's a lot of overhead lights on set.
Yes,
You could just see
yes.
through scalps a lot of time, and so there's a lot of shine on scalp. So
Yeah.
it helps to like eliminate that.
You guys, if you don't know anything about Topic, go into a Topic YouTube K-hole.
Yeah.
Like what you can do with this magic powder is crazy.
Highly
Like,
recommend it.
highly recommend this episode. We got to get them as a sponsor.
Arlen topped me up for my wedding.
Well, he's our official Topic correspondent.
But it's great if you're feeling self-conscious about your baldness. But by the way, you should don't use this every day. But if you're
You
getting a
don't
special
need to use
occasion where you want in the pictures to not see through, you can top out.
Top out, baby.
Anyway, and they have salt and pepper, by the way. If you have some gray, they have a salt.
Oh,
they have one that's
really?
like, yeah, they got mixed speckle,
I like
mixed.
that.
Yeah.
You season like a piece of salmon with it before you put it in the oven. It's great.
But in this movie, for some reason, they give Batista kind of like the 2004 rock hair. I would say he has
I
like the
think that's
Gridiron
accurate.
Gang rock hair.
Like solid on top.
Yeah, like it's a full on, like a full. They just like for some reason were like this character needs hair. Maybe because he was supposed to be like more James Bondy than like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then
Why
just
did
like-
he need more hair? Like, he's so close to bald in it. Like, why give him that little like dusting on top?
Yeah, it looks like kind of weird because it's like shaved really close to the side, and then the hair just like starts.
Right. The top
I-
starts.
Yeah, I don't really know what that choice was. Totally, maybe they just were like, let's make you look a little different. You know.
Yeah, maybe so.
But I didn't think it looked particularly cool. It made me think about Batista's hair in general. Like we watch a lot of Batista movies. The guy works a lot. Is it possible we can get a Batista like ever with hair? Like besides the only time we've seen him with hair is when he played Tong Po and he has just a ponytail in the middle of a shaved
you
head.
guys.
A
Yeah.
braided
Well,
pony.
he had braids. Yeah. Batista with hair.
Have we ever seen Batista in a movie with like just like current John Cena style hair, like or like just even my
no.
hair?
No,
Like so-
even my hair. Setting the bar low for this.
Even this?
I mean,
He's
I
never had
don't-
this much hair, not even close, right?
Not even close. I mean, not that I can recall, and not that I'm seeing. It
We
looks like
need we need a movie of Batista with like
his hair is like very like downy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's got that Topic kind of like fluffy texture to it when you
Yeah.
see it.
I want to see a movie of. They need Batista to host SNL. I mean,
Oh my god, he would be great.
I don't think he ever will because he's kind of like not famous enough. Weirdly,
Yeah.
like he is, but he isn't. You know.
Well, not yet. You never know.
You never know. I mean, it's all about a role. I mean, Batista. We're hoping to get Batista in the Oscars. What would be the movie? What would be the ideal role for Batista to win an Oscar?
Okay, so I believe that if he continues making films with Dennis Villeneuve,
Yeah, Villeneuve.
he stands a chance because that guy's career, I think like he's due for like some
Right.
Oscar noms. And he obviously likes working with Batista, so you never
They
know.
all do though. Do you notice that? Like Batista's in like the first scene of that Blade Runner movie, and that's it. And then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's coming back for the next one,
Right,
whatever.
right.
And you're like, what? Like, okay. And he just people love the guy, including us. Anyway,
Oh wow! I just uncovered a photo of Dave Batista in the year 2000 with full hair. Um, let's see if
really?
I can. Yeah, like long.
Well, he had hair in W. Oh wow, that I've never seen. That's full like Fabio's length.
Yeah, you guys, it's the real deal. I'm
I heard.
assuming.
Side note: I heard Heath Slater is on Raw tonight and is looking jacked up.
I have it on, but I don't have my glasses on, so I can't quite see.
Newman texted me, said Beef Slater.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, My Spy, highly recommend. It's for free on Amazon Prime.
You guys,
Check
My
it out.
Spy is really fun.
Aaron
you know,
couldn't
I
recommend it
love
higher.
I couldn't recommend it high. I gave it 5 moves. I'm sticking with 5 moves. Forget
That's a
about
huge
it.
score.
And I'm becoming more in love with Dave Bautista with every movie we watch. So
Absolutely. I love those American flag tattoos he got.
Oh yeah.
Those are
I
crazy. Those are
I-
insane.
I love his is it Bacardi ad campaign where he talks about it's like a quarantine ad campaign kind of.
I saw.
I
Didn't
sent you
you
the
send me a picture of it?
him with a puppy dog. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
but I
seen the
never saw the actual
commercials.
commercial. I've
Oh,
seen
they're
the
very
pictures.
cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Check out My Spy, and next
guys,
week we're
check it out.
watching. What's the
Chasing
movie?
Molly.
How do I watch that on Tubi?
Obviously, it's on Tubi. It's also available on Amazon Prime if you
Oh,
don't
okay.
want to watch it with ads.
Who's the star in that? Oh, Kurt Angle's in
Kurt
that.
Angle is in it. It is about a woman who I believe I don't know. You
It's
guys,
like Chasing Amy, but Molly.
there's some supernatural element in it also.
Ooh,
but
wow.
yeah,
Kurt Angle's due for a good role, especially after his
We've got
world-renowned
some
role
great-
in Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies. The
I
worst movie
missed that
ever
one.
made. Oh
You
my
guys,
God,
we-
Aaron,
this-
you have to. We'll watch it for Halloween again. It's the worst movie I ever saw. It's the worst
I'm
movie I've ever
scared.
seen.
That's what I heard, and I have never seen it. Even that endorsement didn't get me to watch it. So maybe we'll do a
It's so bad.
revisit.
You'll have to turn it off. But
That's
I would love a
incredible.
Joe Bob Briggs about it.
Oh my God.
You would
well,
never do it.
anything is possible. No, he would never do it. We've got a lot of movies lined up, and this is not the only Kurt Angle movie on the Cow Movie Club schedule. So
Right. That's exciting.
yeah.
All right,
really
Aaron.
exciting.
Should I tell you my 80% laugh?
Yes, I've been dying to hear it since you remembered what it was.
Okay, I watched a Netflix original rom-com called Desperados that my
I don't
wife
know
put on.
this. Uh-huh.
It just came out. It is Nassim Pedra is the lead, and she is like chasing
Adele
a guy.
Dazeem? Who is it?
It's Adele Dazeem. You don't know the Nassim Pedra?
I don't think
She
so.
was on SNL.
Oh my God, I do know who you're talking about, and I've seen like a still from this movie on.
You know,
Instagram, I
Nassim
think.
is very good. I don't know
Yeah,
her at all.
I
I've met her
remember her.
like twice, but she's very talented. But I was saying to Jamie, I was like, she did have kind of a very forgettable SNL run, but like she did a good job. Like it's interesting. There's some cast members of SNL who like do great, do a bunch of years there, and then like you just forget about them, even though they nailed it. Like she did a lot of funny
exactly what
shit.
happened. Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally remember liking her. I just like completely forgot. Plus, like it's not
She
like
did Ariana
left-
Huffington. It was really funny.
Yes, and it's not like she like, but some people even like go the Sudeikis route where they're like
Right.
in movies now and stuff. Like I just haven't seen her, heard her name
Yeah.
in so long.
That is true. But she's the lead in this Netflix movie. She's very funny in it. She's funny. There's just it's just kind of like, your classic like Netflix does comedy movie. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But she had this one line where she was like, saying to her friends, she's like, if you guys don't help me out, I'm gonna remember this when I choose the bridesmaids dresses at my wedding. Right? She's like, I'm gonna make them super ugly. I'm gonna make them super ugly, unflattering, You're gonna look terrible. And then one girl goes, she's like, I'm gonna look great in that dress. She goes, you're gonna look like shit. And that was it. It was just very funny delivery. It's very funny. She's like, you're gonna look like shit in that dress. And it was just funny. It made me laugh.
It got an 80% laugh out of you.
It caught me off guard.
In this economy, that's pretty good.
Sometimes the delivery is just very good. And I thought that was a funny threat to get. But it was. Yeah, check out the movie. I mean, you know.
Hey, a bonus recommendation, you guys.
Yeah. It's not an amazing movie, but it's funny. You know, it's funny. If you're looking for a light rom-com, it's
for
funny.
some chuckles.
Yeah. And me and Jamie watched it, and like we sat, you know, it's like 90-minute job, and gets the job done. Very funny. Yes. All right. That's it. Everybody, My Spy. We'll see you next week for Chasing Molly.
Chasing Molly. Don't watch Chasing Amy on accident.
If you watch Chasing Amy, we'll do a Chasing Amy episode. I actually like that movie. I have a lot to say. I don't know if I like that movie anymore, but I did like it.
I used to like it when I had it on
15.
VHS. Yeah.
Probably not a good sign.
Probably not. Probably not.
All right, everybody.
All right,
keep watching wrestling movies.